on May the 6th, 2016. On May the 6th, 2016. On May the 6th, 2016, United States President Barack Hussein Obama became the first president in American history to co-sign childhood transgenderism. On May the 6th of 2016, President Obama sent a letter to every school district in the United States. And President Obama said, every child has a right to use the bathroom of the gender that they identify with. And President Obama threatened the state departments of education. If you don't let transgender children use the bathroom of the gender they identify with, we will cut your funding. We will cut your money. We will cut your grants. And so Barack Obama, more than any other politician in the world, fed the transgender movement against black children, brothers and sisters, and you need to understand that. Barack Obama is not the friend of black people, never was, never will be. Sometimes you got to wake up and recognize that everybody who look like you is not necessarily for you, brothers and sisters. Let me say this. On October the 16th of 2016, on October the 16th of 2016, a white racist woman by the name of Margaret Sanger gave birth to an organization called Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood was created with the expressed intent to get rid of babies in the stomachs of black women who have not yet been born. I've done my research on Barbados. You have a Barbados Family Planning Association, which is associated with the Planned Parenthood International Federation. I have a question for you, Barbados. In the United States right now, Planned Parenthood is giving out hormone replacement therapy to black children. If the Inter-American Development Bank is successful in forcing transgender culture on the African Barbadian people, is the Barbadian Family Planning Association going to start giving out hormone replacement therapy to your children? I think you need to do some research. I think you need to ask some questions. Our Prime Minister, I love her to death. First black female Prime Minister in the history of the island. I love that. I support that. But we also have to ask the good queen some questions as well. Do you, as Prime Minister of Barbados, support childhood transgenderism? Do you, as the Prime Minister, support gender reassignment surgery? Do you, as the Prime Minister, support the propaganda coming into the public schools that's going to brainwash tens of thousands of Barbadian children into believing they were supposed to be a boy when God made them a girl, or they're supposed to be a girl when God made them a boy? Brothers and sisters, get serious about our survival as African people. I don't think they can ever totally get rid of us, but they can definitely hurt our quality of life. They can definitely disadvantage the way we live our lives. Brothers and sisters, I've been told that an act of parliament in Britain abolished slavery in the British Islands, August the 1st of 1834. If that's the case, if slavery ended in Barbados on August the 1st of 1834, can somebody tell me why the Barbadian government is about to issue a new child protective bill that will make it more difficult for the Barbadian parents to decide how you want to raise your children? They are doing in Barbados what they did in America. Let me tell you what your brothers and sisters go through in the streets of New York, in Philadelphia, and Atlanta, and Tennessee. If your child tells you that they want to be a girl when they're biologically a boy, if your child tells you they want to be a boy, but they are biologically a girl, you are not allowed to disagree with your child. If you disagree with your child, and your child goes to school, and the child tells the teacher or the counselor or the nurse or the social worker that I want to be a girl, they can remove your child from your home. It's called gender-based discrimination and gender-based child abuse. So I'm seeing, when I look at Barbados, and I'm looking at the Inter-American Development Bank, and I'm looking at the Barbados Family Planning Association, and I'm looking at this new child protective law that they're trying to introduce into Barbados, and I can see the writing on the wall. You will be the next casualty. You will be the next casualty in the global transgenderization war against African children. It is population control. It is nothing else. So whether you are lesbian, whether you are homosexual, whether you are transgender or bisexual, everyone here today who cares about the future of African children should be able to agree that a 5-year-old is too young to be getting taught about sex, be it heterosexual or homosexual. A 7-year-old is too young to be taught about sex, whether it be homosexual or heterosexual. Our 10, 11, and 12-year-old black babies are too young to be getting indoctrinated with same-sex relationships or natural relationships. That is not the time. And it is not the place for education to teach our children what is acceptable and what is not, what is abnormal and what is healthy. That is the job of the community. That is the job of the family. That is the job of the culture. That is not the job of the school. Let me ask you a question. Most children do not undergo puberty until around age 12. Some will undergo puberty at 11. Some will undergo puberty at 10. Some will undergo puberty at 13. But the average age that a child undergoes puberty is the age of 12. So the question you have to ask yourself, if the child's body has not developed to the point where they are ready to reproduce themselves, if a child psychologically is not developmentally at a level where they are ready to enjoy physical intimacy with another person, why are we teaching them about sex at 5 and 6? If your body is not ready for sex, if your mind is not ready for sex, if your spirit is not ready for sex, why are you trying to indoctrinate black children all over the world into same-sex relationships, but most importantly, transgender situations? I'll tell you why. Because in 1974, United States Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, on December the 10th of 1974, he issued a national security study memorandum that focused on population control. According to that report, in the next 20 years, the population of Africans in the world is going to double and triple. 6 years later, President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, followed up on the Kissinger report with another study called Global 2000. Global 2000 was the first time that a modern government took it upon itself to control the population of the world, and more importantly, the population of Africa. See, they gave us the birth control pill in 1960. And even though black women consumed the birth control pill, they were not able to stop African life with the birth control pill. In the 1980s, they gave us the intrauterine device, the IUD. Even though black women used the IUD was not sufficient to stop the reproduction of African life. In the year 2000, they gave us intravenous sexual birth control through the DrP.O.P.A shot. And then they gave us the birth control patch. But none of those methods were effective enough at reducing population growth in Barbados, or Antigua, or Trinidad, or Jamaica, or Haiti, or Turks and Caicos, or St. Thomas, where I'll be next week, or St. Croix, where I'll be next month. None of the birth control methods were effective enough. So the global white power structure had to come back to the table, and it had to come up with a strategy that could reduce black life, control it, and then reduce it. And they decided that the most effective way to reduce the numbers of African people in the world was to brainwash black children into transgender surgery. I need you to understand, Barbados, transgenderism is not about sexual freedom. It's about African extermination. Transgenderism is not about sexual freedom. Once you cross over, it is not easy to cross back over. And so what happens is when the girl decides she wants to be a boy and she now wants to transform her body into an artificial male, after she undergoes the hormone replacement surgery and then the physical mutilation of her body to recreate herself as a man, she will never be able to go back to being a natural born woman. Once your son decides, I want to spend the rest of my life as a girl, and you as his parent allow him to undergo hormone replacement therapy and then the physical biological therapy to get rid of his God-given natural reproductive organ, he will never be able to go back to having children.